Brian, I get a lot of questions about Wayfair and how has that impacted our business, our industry, and our firm. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on that?
So the Wayfair decision, June of 2018, summer of 2018, it completely changed our industry, our business. With the advent of the Wayfair decision and the economic nexus laws that came out as a result of that, how everything, is based on what you're selling into a state now. That's the trigger for whether you have these sales tax collection and filing obligations. But let's be clear, the physical presence standards didn't go away. They're still there, but you have this additional set of considerations now that you have to take into account. And so our clients are left wondering, what do I do now?
Yeah. You have states that came in and passed economic thresholds, right? And if you sold, and you exceeded that threshold, then you now had to register and start collecting and remitting sales tax in those states. So, the impact that we saw a lot was with our, small to mid-market type companies, clients, where they historically might have been in a few states, a handful of states. And then, post Wayfair, they are now in 30, 40 states, right? So the complexity that they had to deal with from a sales and use tax perspective increased immensely. You went from 5 states to 30 in some examples. I have clients that were, $20, $30 million companies that now have to collect and remit tax in 30, 40 states. Mm-hmm. That's a huge difference than what they were pre-Wayfair.
Gone are the days of, back in the day, we used to shop online. Right? You were always looking for who was going to charge me tax. Right. Those days are gone. Yep. People managing their nexus footprint to limit their physical presence, right? To not have to bill and collect tax. Those days are done. And so I see that all the time where clients now are thinking about, and I get this question, should we just go ahead and register everywhere? Because eventually we're going to have it. It is so easy to trigger Nexus now with the Wayfair environment that we're in. And what I also see is, the use tax obligations. More and more companies now are having to charge sales tax, which means by default, there's less use tax accrual. So we don't see that part in our business as much anymore. The automating the use tax side and compliance methodologies around use tax, right. Those are becoming far less stressful or concerning for our clients because the vendors are charging now, right, because of the Wayfair provisions.
And our response at Clarus, was to try to help these mid-market companies. We knew that it was going to be impactful to them. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that we started and developed was our AccuSuite software. AccuCalc, which calculates the sales and use tax at the right rates. It's designed for small to mid-sized companies that typically have homogeneous type products that are either all taxable or all exempt. It's a great solution for companies that, did not have software to begin with and now have all this complexity in all these states. Mm-hmm. They also now have to collect certificates in all these states. So they went from collecting certificates in 3 states, handful of states, to 30 or 40 states. That's where AccuCert comes into play. It really automates that process. It provides them with a solution that they need because they don't have the right people or the expertise to manage that. It's a very manual process if they don't.
With the Wayfair decision, now because they're having to file in so many more jurisdictions, you've got far more states at play on audit, right? That you have significant more risk at being audited by these states. Well, with that exposure, Sales Tax Audit Defense 101, have the certificates. So that AccuCert product makes that so easy. Our clients can have that confidence knowing that they are audit ready. So when all of these other states come knocking on the door, and they will, they're ready for that audit and can handle it quickly and efficiently.